In this video, we are going to learn all about exponents. Let's begin. So let's start with some vocabulary. This number right here is called a base, and the small number right there is called the power or the exponent. So the 3 is the exponent. So you would say 5 to the power of 3, or 5 raised to the power of 3, or you could call this 5 to the third power. Now, 5 to the third power is the same thing as 5 times 5 times 5. So this isn't multiplication. It's not 5 times 3. It means 5 multiplied by itself 5 times. And these are called the factors of the exponent. So if you have 5 to the third power, you'd have 5 being multiplied by itself 3 times. If you have 5 to the power of 4, you'd have 5 times itself 4 times. Let's continue and look at some examples. Use an exponent to write each expression. So 4 times 4. Well, how can we write that as an exponent? Well, it would be we have two 4s right here, so it would be 4 to the power of 2 because we have 2 of them. What about 1/7 times 1/7 times 1/7? Well, we have 3 of those, so it would be 1/7 to the power of 3. Now, this is very important. I put parentheses around the 1/7. Now, why do we have to put them? Or why should you put them? Because if you didn't, it'd look too much like 1 to the power of 3 over 7, or you might even mistake that for 13 over 7. So that's not good. Whenever you deal with fractions and exponents, you want to make sure you put the fraction inside a set of parentheses. Let's take a look at number 3. Write the missing exponent. So 27 equals 3 to what power? How would you figure this out? Well, you figure this out by using a factor tree. At least I do it. So what times what equals 27? Well, 9 times 3 equals 27. Can we break any of these down? Yeah, we can. 9 is just 3 times 3. And let's circle the ones on the bottom. We have 3 3s, so 3 times 3 times 3 equals 27. And check that out in your calculator if you want to make sure it's correct. So 9 to the equals 9 to the what power? Well, 9 to the 1 power equals 9 because 9 times just nothing else equals 9. Let's look at number 5 and 6. Write the missing base. So what is our base that's missing? Something to the third power. I'm going to use the factor tree again. So something times something equals 25. It's 5 times 25, and I can break down 25 because 5 times 5 equals 25. So 5 times 5 times 5. That means our base is 5, so 5 to the third. And if I multiply 5 times 5 times 5, I should get 125. What to the power of 6 is going to equal 64? Well, break 64 down. I break it down into 8 and 8. And 8 can be broken down into 4 and 2, and 4 can be broken down into 4 and 2 as well. And 4 can be broken down into 2 and 2, just like this one can be broken into 2 and 2. Now let's circle the factors at the bottom. 2 and 2 and 2 and 2 and 2 and 2. Notice I didn't circle these 4s because they do get broken down, so that is not considered one of the circleable factors. So when I multiply 2 times 2 times 3, 2 times, sorry, when I multiply 2 6 times, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I should get 64. Again, try that in your calculator. Just type 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, and you should get 64. Let's look at number 7. Find the value of each power. So 6 to the second power. Sometimes when you see these powers, like 2 and 3 have special names, sometimes people or teachers will say, oh, this is 6 square. So whenever you see a 2, the special name for the power of 2 is square. Anyhow, what is 6 to the power of 2 or 6 square? Well, it's 6 times 6. And what is 6 times 6? Well, it's 36. What is 3 to the power of 4? 3 raised to the power of 4. It's 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. Do not write 12 because 12 is just 3 times 4. Anyhow, 3 times 3 is 9. And then 9 times 3 is 27. And 27 times 3 is 81. So 3 to the 4th is 81. Number 9, 10 to the power of 3. Well, that's just 10 times 10 times 10. So 10 times 10 is 100, and 100 times 10 is 1,000. Now, an easy trick for this one, for tens, is you can basically just count the zeros. So it would be 10 with another 3 zeros. So 10 to the 5th would be 10 with, it'd be 1 with 5 zeros. And 10 to the power of 7 would be 1 and then 7 more zeros. So yeah, 10 to the power 3 is 1 with 3 more zeros. Anyways, number 10 is a tricky one. What is 5 to the power of 0? You may be thinking it's 0, but it's actually 1. And we're going to learn about something called the zero product property. It's just something you have to remember for right now. Don't strain too hard to try to understand why. Any number raised to the power of 0 equals 1. It's just something to remember. Any number. So, for example, if I did 2 to the power of 0, that equals 1. 23 to the power of 0, that also equals 1. 535 to the power of 0. Guess what? That equals 1. How about 1/4 to the power of 0? Still 1. What about like a mystery number like n to the power of 0? That also equals 1. So any number to the power of 0 equals 1. All right, let's take a look at number 11. How do I do this fraction to the power of 3? Well, it's 1/2 times itself 3 times. So 1/2 times 1/2 times 1/2. So 1/2 times 1/2, remember, you multiply the tops and then the bottoms. So 1 times 1 is 1, 2 times 2 is 4. And now you're going to multiply that by 1/2. So 1/4 times 1/2, well, 1 times 1 is 1, 4 times 2 is 8, so you should get 1/8. And number 12, 15 to the power of 1, that is just 15 because that's all there is. There's only just the 15. Let's take a look at a word problem with exponents. Joey is saving for a new bike. On the first day, he saves $2, and each day after that, he doubles the number of dollars he saved on the previous day. How much money does he save on the 5th day? So this is basically, he saves $2, and then he doubles it every day for 5 days, basically. So it would be 2 to the power of 5. So what is 2 to the power of 5? It's not 10. It's 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. It's 2 5 times. And if you multiply all that out, there are lots of different ways you can multiply it out. I'm going to multiply that. 16 times 2 is 32. So your answer should be 32 once you multiply it all out. And that's pretty much it. Now you know all about exponents. Go ahead and try some problems on your own. Good luck.